Hey everyone, hope you're well. Hope everyone's had a good trading session. Wild day today. I think we'll start off with market profile while we're here. So we're just filling out this now complete regain or reclaim of last week's CPI print. Market loves to do this. I'm going to hide these. So we'll discuss what we think was going to happen, because now we're just, absolutely obliterating through levels. So the market conditions are now changing, and you need to be aware of that. And wait for a few minutes for people to jump on. But yeah, complete price discovery at the moment. We're just completely regaining. Now this is the type of market where if you're stepping in front of a, we were calling this the last couple of days, we need to start clearing these levels. As we're not returning back here for a while. So volatility is rife at the moment. There is nothing that moves quicker than a falling market, that's for sure. I suspect there'll be tons of people. Again, one of these days you've either made the lot or you've not. Today. I mean, complete straight line, pull back, and essentially retested the POC, then we've just sold off all day. And so it's just at the initial balance extension. I would say that anyone who's trying to take longs in this market now, good luck. Well, this is happening. You're essentially just looking for any form of short positions in here. Just aggressive selling. We were at the start of the plus 20k delta roughly. Now we're negative 12k delta. So since open, it's pretty much just been a flurry of selling. And it's across the board as well. So once more people on, we'll discuss market profile and where we think we're going to settle down, because we're just currently reclaiming last week's CPI. And until the market settles down for that, this could There's nothing that moves quicker than a selling indices market, that's for sure. I suppose for the market to have any form of sort of recovery of this, we're going to need to sort of reclaim above here. The market will need to reclaim here, but it's just, I mean, would you be buying this right now? It's going to be pretty challenging, but we'll run through market profile so we can have a look and see where we're at. Okay, so we split up last week's to see. This was the CPI numbers that come out. We just went straight bid on the day because we ended the Tuesday on the spike, and then we had the CPI print, and then we've just consolidated really since around that close. The Nvidia numbers come out last night, and of course they basically beat every single time. So the markets essentially took all of this liquidity up here. So we had this sweep level drawn out, but it has been hit. That's the fifth time, so it hit it in pre-market. And then ultimately, since the data point came out today for the job reports, it's just absolutely bombed. So initially, the selling off the open was intense. We've not even touched the opening print at all. I suppose this was the first reclaim trying to happen of there. It's failed, and then we've just completely corrected all day. So open interest is good. I would say the market has to be trending, of course, because otherwise, when it's in a choppy market, it's not really telling you very much. But open interest for sure, because ultimately only large firms and institutions are the ones that are carrying over just due to margin, right? So it has its important points for sure. So I mean, right now, volatility is much higher now. You can see that the market is cutting through 3-4 ticks. So of course, when the market's like this, you need to have wider stops. You're going to need to be having 15 ticks really minimum, to be honest with you. Because the market's slicing through 4 or 5 ticks like water, to be honest. So if this is to even continue going up, we need to basically reclaim above yesterday's low. But the market loves to do this, right? It loves to go, and I said this the last couple of streams, right? Because there was no value traded up here. And basically what that just means is the market didn't leave any value here. So there's no volume carried out, and typically when the market doesn't leave a traded out area and value, when it does go through it, it's then just going to sweep right through it and aggressively hit it, is what we're seeing right now. So if we move this chart here, to the downside, we're likely to see some sort of stoppages round about, this sort of range here. from 76s to 64s, quite a big range, but this is where you're probably going to see the market die down a little. And what we'll probably do now, more than likely, is we're going to sort of trade out this area. Now, is most likely what's going to be the case. Of course, we could just completely going down, but you know, there is some volume traded out here, here, you know, and of course, this is the previous 2 weeks high that was set. So we'll see what the market would like to do. But right now, you're not really looking to take any sort of long positions while you're, I mean, you're literally in no man's land at the minute, right? And all you're doing is putting on additional risk. So if you've not already caught a short up in here, or you maybe caught the you know, the sweep higher here, you know, you're kind of just getting killed if you're trying to buy in here, you know. And I think with how aggressive the market's been today, it's always going to cut through these levels. Yeah, so I've got volume profile on my you know, on all my other charts, to be honest. Like here I have a daily volume profile in previous days. I've got it on other screens as well, but it's hard to have a deck up for you guys and, you know, have everything, to be honest with you. But I have a regular trading hours volume profile here, and this is Heikin-Ashi candles just to try and remove some of the noise. But the bubbles you're seeing is large sell orders when it's come in at the specific price, and the buying, the blue bubbles is buying. So I'll remove these just so you guys have got a clearer picture. But yeah, this is pretty much it today. Loads and loads of size traded today. So if you watch the you know, the DOM and order flow, you know, today versus, you know, one of the streams last week, completely different market now when it's like this. So you'll notice that the market is just instantly sweeping through a few prices at each time. You're not having this continual aggregation at each tick. You know. So did anyone take any positions today? Do you see what I mean though? It's you're sweeping 3 and 4 ticks, you know, when the market's moving. So you need to avoid your stops when the volatility is like this. But as I already said, I mean, taking a position in this, you should already be done for the day, to be honest with you. When the market's in complete price discovery, it was yesterday, and it's actually to be honest, a miracle that we actually even finished here yesterday. And I think this is just the mother of all stop runs up here. And to make things, so this is a different. I wanted to do this live today, so we could discuss volatility. So obviously you're not taking any longs in the markets like this, but then the thing is, your shorts, you need to be going, like saying, with a wider stop, because the pullbacks are like the sort of 10-15 tick range. You're long. Yeah. So I was actually looking for shorts, but and this is the thing. You need to. I would say the pre-market session. This is why I have the profile separated here. Pre-market session might as well not even be there. Honestly, it actually confuses people at all. I think everyone should not even trade pre-market. And in my experience, when you're trading pre-market, the times that you get it right, you know, um, you'll lose more often because there is no direction in pre-market. The direction that pre-market goes has got absolutely no bearing on the regular trading hours, none. And the reason why I say that is, nothing to do with how the prices move. It's because there's no volume. You know, buyers are really struggling today. Every single bid is just getting snapped right now. To continue to clear this, and we'll see if they're going to continue to push down. And when there's that much volatility, it's harder for market makers to basically continue to aggregate on prices. So that's why it's slipping through loads. You're seeing nothing traded at these. So this is the thing, right? If you can rewind that and see there's like 100 bid on each price here, all the orders have been pulled. So look at all these note all these hundreds bids. We'll clear. And we'll see it's gonna. I mean, it should be trading Morgan through here, right? Just simply because of we're coming to a low and there'll be stop orders and stuff here. So I was trading. Um, this is a literal death wish to be taken in long positions right now. See if they can crack this low again. Let's see. Just extreme selling at the minute. Wow. Do you see that? I just sweep like 5 prices at once there. This is so we're getting down to this area that we've drawn out on market profile, where we should hopefully see at least some sort of two-way trades. Yeah, we should see a continuation down to these sort of levels, but again, extremely when the market's like this is the other side of the coin. You know what I mean? For the last week or so, we've been trading and doing lives, and it's been extremely low VIX. VIX has had a spike, and now we're just seeing a correction of last week's CPI. And no, No, so I was going to change it where it multiplies a few, but it's just each specific tick. NQ's wild. I use so NQ, the Russell and Dow for correlations, but all equities are down today. And on the DOM we have so delta here to the left that'll refresh every now and then, you'll see. Then we have the volume profile, and then the contracts that are trading each price. We then have MBO data where it is size, it's laid out in one clip or one order. And then we have a combined pooling and stacking. The resting bid here, this is trades carried out in the bid, known as selling. And the blue is trades carried out in the ask, which is known as buying. And then we have the resting orders on the offer, which is waiting to sell. Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is the thing. Like, I personally think if you've not made your money already today, you're gonna get beat up here. The only way that you're gonna make this work is if you have a wider stop and lessen your risk, because the market's swinging 10, 15 ticks, you know. Or you need to be extremely vigilant. You know, if you are to be taking a sell position here, right? The market can easily shoot up 5 or 6 ticks just because the offer gets pulled. So NQ is aggressively hitting the lows. If this can continue down here, we'll potentially see this tick down more. We can see the bid has been pulled, so you need some aggressive sellers to come in. There we go. NQ needs to break. I don't know, good luck with your long, buddy. I think you're going to struggle. If we sweep this level again here, we should. The NQ needs to go. If NQ goes here, then ES will be gone. Especially all equities are ticking down right now as well. Let's see if we can crack this level for more pain to buyers. As the saying goes, you know, you never catch a falling knife or whatever, because now, as we discussed in the market profile segment there, we're essentially just reclaiming the CPI print, and there's not a lot of volume traded until we get down into our sort of green box area, and the market typically responds with volume, right? So NQ is ticking up here, so we're seeing the market slightly tick up. There we go. So hopefully you're still in your long, man. If your stop was below the low, you came pretty close. And let me know what you guys are thinking. Are you taking any positions in this, or what's the case? So what we're currently been seeing all day for the last probably few hours now has been any buying has been instantly, you know, it's ticking up 15 ticks, being absorbed, and then instantly the bid has been pulled. So we'll clear these again here. So we'll see if the buyers can try and regain some level, but as we said, this is the, I zoom out a little here, this is the real low volume traded area for the CPI print. So where we had yesterday's low and this volume, the market's just trading out this area now with some volume, so we could be stuck in here for a while, this sort of range. If you guys are new to the stream, if you could hit the like button for me. If you've not yet subscribed, I'd appreciate if you could press the subscribe button too. That would be excellent. And this is the continual themes happening. Any bids is, we're getting 10 ticks and then absorb, and then we're essentially just hitting into the bids. The buyers need to try and reclaim this somehow, because we're still seeing a lot of selling at the moment. So ultimately this was the level. This is the level here where buyers essentially just got to. So in order to try and at least regain, they're going to need to try and break the 89s and hold above, which they've not done now for, they've not had any real bids here for a while. Do we have some Fed speakers today? Later on, is that 8 o'clock, or am I making that? Or sorry, it's 3 o'clock US time. Yeah, exactly. Opening range dudes got absolutely paid today, right? Just straight tank. Yeah. Yeah, we're in the same sort of market right now as we were yesterday, to be honest. Because I mean, right now, where do you buy? And then really, if you're selling, you're going to need to try and just sell any pullback. But then, if you are doing that, the market has absolutely dumped. So, if you were to be selling, you either caught the open, you maybe caught the initial hit of the overnight low, the pullback essentially, or you then caught a break of this low. But any buyers have just been punished today, and then we saw this aggressive selling. The markets just went, we've essentially now went, how many ticks is this? We went 143 ticks here without any pullback. So you can't be buying this, right? And like I'd said earlier, this is the low volume area CPI print we're just reclaiming from last week. So we're now approaching 2 weeks ago high, and a sort of a higher sort of volume nodes in this range. So we'll see how the market behaves when it does get down here, and we'll probably end in this range and trade it out, to be honest with you. And we are Friday tomorrow, so we'll see if there's more volatility. But when the market tends to move like this, normally the next day you get people chilling out. You're taking longs and eval from here down to 74s, targeting 95. Yeah, I like it. I mean, be careful though, man. So you're taking longs from 74s. Yeah, I mean, I like it. I like it. I would like to see the market come down here instead of just absolutely dumping. I would rather, if I was to get long, I would like to see the market come down to here, absorb a little. None of this, because right now, you're punished either way. Right now, that's the hard thing. You know, I mean, you're really punished. You know, if you take a short, you're taking 15 ticks drawdown, and then where does it stop? You're taking longs. You know, you know, you're essentially just needing to have lower risk and just hold when the market's like this, and then you're either right or you're not. Do you know what I mean? Trying to time entries and stuff when the market's on price discovery, you know, it's a fool's errand, man. You're really going to be struggling. But on that note, if we were to be taking longs, we need to see price come into this sort of range. And again, my rectangle box could mean nothing here, but it's where the next volume area is after the reclaim. And then I would like us to see, you know, as we get down to this 75s here, where we've got this dude printing out some orders, see what we do down there. Hopefully we consolidate in sellers, run out of steam, and delta comes in a little bit, and then it would ultimately get there. But you know, look, the market's just, jeez, man, it's a rough day for long term holders. This. But what is everyone thinking? What levels are they thinking? And here's another thing too. When ES is like this and you're onto widener stops, imagine what NQ's like. Jeez, oh, you'd need to be down to minis to trade NQ. Honestly, sorry, you need to be down to micros to trade NQ with this. Unless you've got a decent wedge account, of course. But NQ is moving, you know, 20, 30 ticks at the blink of an eye at the minute. You know, see, you blink an eye and you're down a couple £100 or dollars, whatever you look at it. Oh, geez, honestly, Postman, I like your bullishness, but it's hard. So right now, what's been happening for, you know, all the way down here is we've seen, you know, the market sweep a level, it come back, the bids have maybe went up 15 ticks, right? So from here, you know, you're getting like 10, 15 ticks, and then ultimately you're seeing. So we'll put this level in here, right? We had that level prior. That was the prior level where the market went bid, stopped here, then cracked off, but then stopped here. So we will draw this here. Copy and move drawing. So this has been it with the market saying up here. You know, 300 odd contracts were just hit into and then absorbed on delta side anyway. I'm meaning. A nice position trade day, to be honest with you, if you got it. Is anyone trading any other markets? Treasuries is quite nice today. There we go, broke that level. Can we at least sustain? Nope. On Hikanashi, we've not put I'll put a bullish candle in for hours. Closed anyway. Oh, there we go. We have reclaimed at least that level. Now they can try and target here. This was the previous level that the market then stopped at. So we'll see. So buying, you've now got your 20 ticks. If you manage to somehow do that. You missed a fill. You missed a fill at 77. Oh, no way. How you doing, Mo? Okay, so if we can sustain and hold above this level, this has been the most bullish move in a couple hours. Notice the whole market is upticking. So the market did stop here, so it needs to crack above here and hold. Otherwise, we're just in this continual sell-off mode. So we need to crack here at the minute, and NQ needs to bid up for it to do so. So we'll clear this and see the recent volume that's coming in. ES is trading like NQ, to be honest. Nice, buddy. I'm glad you got them all set up. Appreciate the support, my friend. But yeah, it's been an eventful day in equities. Probably half of not half, every single person that's paid into a pension fund in the US has lost their shirt today because they're only buy side, of course. Hope you guys made some money today. I think if you didn't catch the short off the open, or you didn't catch the short of the pullback, I think anyone that's been buying today has been struggling. And as a rule of thumb, right, in market profile, so we had A period just dumped. We went below the overnight low. The market's then essentially pulled back and retested that level, and then we've just essentially been one time framing since. So in order to even remotely consider bulls at the minute, it's going to need to try and reclaim back yesterday's low, which seems a world away at the moment. Considering, it's a big ask. Like, this is why you never average into positions. You just take your lumps. If you were if you were buying here with an extremely wide stop, and people do this, and then it gets down and they buy more, now granted you end up averaging in, but bulls are obliterated until we regain back from this level. But then typically, as a rule of thumb, when the market's really traded out this area, we've spent 3 days here, it has to break out. And the longer the market breaks out of a level, the longer the market's been in a range When it comes out of that range, it comes out aggressively, and it's almost like you're getting it's getting fuel, and the fuel is orders. Inventory and orders in order to leave that level. And the reason why we've just seen a complete capitulation through it is because of the low volume carried out to get to that range. The low volume was seen on the CPI day, where it was basically just straight up, just went straight bid on a day. So that's currently what I'm looking at for ES until we sort of balance out. Ultimately this right now, I would like to see the market go down here, sort of sweep this level, and we sort of we fail to break the low, and then maybe get a chance at a bid. Because as we said there, that this was the level where the market broke, pulled back, and then got back above here. This was the previous level. The market could not sustain above here. So every single aggressive bid up has just been absorbed, and then you can see now that buyers were getting a little bit aggressive, but price is just not having it, right? Sellers are just absorbing, and then buyers, the bid has been pulled. That's why it's just slicing through prices. So we're going to clear this here. I think the market got to here, wasn't it? So that's a new level where they're going to need to try and crack. Yeah, averaging into losing trades. Everyone's done it before, right? And it's a bit of a short-term comfort. And honestly, it's kind of like martingaling. It works until it doesn't. Seriously, it just works until it doesn't. Is the problem. And what I mean by that simply is, you'll have times you average in and you'll maybe make loads, but the time that it doesn't work, your account's gone. Finito. Dust. That's the trouble with it. Okay, more pain. We're just getting down now. Let's see if we can crack this low. Now we're at a sort of key point here, because if the market can go down here and fail to break, and we see a bit of a bid. It's been the first time the market's done that, so we'll maybe see a slight retracement. So let me know where do you guys think the market's going to close? From here, give me a H if you think it's going to go higher from here, or an L if you think it's going to go lower from currently right now. Where do you think we're going to close from here? So key point, let's see. It should be aggressively sweeping through here. Let's see if they can break this level. So if the market can break below here and we fail to sustain this low, we may get a bid up. And we're also coming into this level here that we've drawn out. There were the previous week's high, and then some volume before the CPI print, and we've now just completely taken back the CPI number that came in. And that's the thing you have to be aware of a lot of the time. When the market just capitulates like this and there's not really anything to stop it, and the only thing that stops markets is volume. Where has a lot of money been transacted in the past? Where are people likely to step in? And if there's not been a lot of volume traded there, then and I always go for recent as well, like probably within the last 2 weeks tops. Anything before that, I just kind of disregard. I suppose people can go to like yearly profiles and stuff, but there we go. We're just about to break. Let's see. NQ pushes down more. It's going to go. Wow, look at that size that's just stacked in NQ with 46s. Look how wild of an asset NQ is. It just went like 40 ticks in 2 seconds. Honestly. Oh god. Right, so there we go. We have failed to break this low. Let's see if the market can sustain it. Absolutely instantly hits back down. We are struggling here. Let's see, watch 46 is on NQ. Let's see if that was essentially a spoof because they had stacked like 100 contracts with 46s, and then when it went bid, they pulled. So I note this is the first time at the minute we do seem to be stalling. Would I be buying this yet? Absolutely not. Okay, so we're broke. So let's see if they can sustain. Nope. Looks like we're off. Let's see if they can hold this level or not. If they don't hold this level, then we've got more pain to the downside. And that we're getting now to this sort of 75 region with these orders. Let's see how the market reacts with the 75s. The market gets there, we should normally expect price to tick off it. It's large block orders coming in there. This has been the biggest sell-off in a while. Weeks and weeks, I think. Okay, so watch these 75s on ES, see if they can hold, because we just broke the low again. In order to consider any form of buying, the market would need to reverse and basically reclaim this low level to see if it can catch a bid. But we're sort of getting down into the, we'll go here, we're just getting into this sort of higher volume area. So let's see if the market's going to cut through the 75s. It's actually just ticked right below it. Yeah, I know this has been the one of the biggest sell-offs. It's you know, I would highly recommend that people are always wary of pre-market. My doesn't happen all the time, but my general outlook on pre-market is if it's bid on pre-market, it'll be corrected in regular trading hours to some degree. Not like this, but because in pre-market it doesn't cost a lot of money to move price, you know. Let's see if they can break these 75s. You'd like to think that the market should be at least somewhat stopping here with this size. Doesn't look like a huge amount when you see the contracts trading, but I would be surprised if they've not got more behind them. But you're right, it's been a huge sell-off, man. Okay, let's see how it behaves. Okay, we're struggling here. Let's see, they need some size come into NQ. NQ's trying to hold up as well. So we've seen like 600 contracts absorbed in the bid here. Market's hit that and instantly ticked. Hundreds traded off it, 50 still there. It's ticking. It needs to reclaim the low. So the low was 78. The low was actually here. So the market needs to reclaim here to essentially put in a false break of the low. And we are seeing them trying to get some fills on the bid. Yeah, honestly, a general rule of thumb for what I've noticed for years is the regular trading hours acts as a correction because when cash is open, it costs in essence more money to move the market. So in pre-market it doesn't, because no large firms are really trading in pre-market because they can't get the fills and they can't get their orders off. So typically if you're opening up, I don't know, like 10, 20 points, maybe more, above yesterday's close, for example, well, people that thought yesterday's close was fair value are ultimately going to be selling into that, as an example, or vice versa. It doesn't cost as much money to move the market when it's in Globex or pre-market because there's a fraction of the volume traded. You need to remember that these firms are trading tons and tons of contracts, thousands and thousands of contracts. It's not even remotely the same. Is anyone in any more positions, or what's happening? So we are seeing buyers holding this up here for the time being. It could be short-lived, mind you, but they are trying. And if they can break above this 78, 78 and a quarter area, it's going to be the first sign of a failed break. And then I can't. I mean, anything can happen, I suppose. There is only like an hour and a bit left when we know all the volume's happening, right? But we're probably just going to trade out this area, and then tomorrow, when the market has such huge sell-offs like this, the next day is almost just like a like a balanced chill out day. It's not very rare you have two massive down days like this. If it is, it's normal in blue. It's normal in the news. Yeah. Like mainstream news, that is. Okay, so it looks like we're trying to hold here. Put a W in the chat for me if you made money today, or an L if you lost. I think you've either, I don't think there's any in between today, to be honest. I think you've either lost or you've won. Stuck in long, should have cut. Bad way stop. See there, got stop out, minus 900 to 500. Nice, okay. So take it if you're long, then if we can hold, is it an NQ? Well, NQ is ripping at the minute. If we can break and hold above here, which we are, this has been the first sign that we've done this. So if ES can hold above here, we'll see. This has been the most bullish move that's been happening in a while, for the last 20 minutes anyway, when we caught this bid. And then we've now, if we fail, the market's then failed to break here, and we can close above this level, or at least sustain here, and then it puts us in a good sign. There we go. Key level here, 78 and a quarter, and then it would pretty much be the same in ES. Here we go. The offer has been pulled. Okay, now is the chance to try and catch. So where I suspect we're going to at least see some form of stoppage is round about, well, you would like to think, this would be my target if I was long. So this is looking good. If we can break and hold above 83.5, then the bid is on. Because it needs to break the theme of continual selling, market goes bid, absorb, then slap into the bid, which has been happening for the last couple hours. It seems to be, this has been the first sign of life from buyers right now, but we need to try and sustain and hold above 83.5 on ES. Nicely done, Dean, for making money today, buddy. What mostly causes this kind of selling? Strong sellers or buyers, no interest to buy. Yeah, so if you notice the difference, if you go back to the previous streams, you'll notice that there's just not as much volume traded at each price, right? And the volume typically for each day is, it's not the same every day. Some days is more volume than others. We did have the VIX expiration yesterday, and sadly now this has just been a continual theme of all day. So the reason why this is happening is watch the. You need to rewind some of the stream. What you need to be looking for is, see, like right now there's 127 bids, 108, 149, 180, for example. So when the price gets down here, these constantly refresh and change. But ultimately, when the market gets to these areas, right? If there's 106 here, and then the market goes into it, and then only 40 trade, it means that like 60 were pulled. And that happens a lot. And you can also see it quickly with the combined pulling and stacking. It changes a lot, but ultimately you're just noticing that tons of orders are being pulled. So right now you're seeing some two-way right here. It's back to this key level. As we discussed, this 70, 78 and a half, 78 and a quarter is this key level. If we don't hold above here, then it's, we're probably going to go down to the sort of 70s, 72 sort of area. Really difficult market to trade, honestly. And it was the same when we went bid on CPI. It was a really difficult day because the market didn't give any significant pullbacks. You're essentially trying to buy a straight line here. I mean, where's it going to stop? There's for all the will in the world, order flow is not it's not gonna give you that much information. You can't time it to the absolute tick, right? You're not. And one thing is what happens when the market sells off, it sells off. It is quick fire. There's nothing that moves quicker than a selling market, especially in equities, right? It's really, really quick. Yeah, we're just failing to stay above that level. Okay, so a little sweep there, and then we've seen some size come in. A reprieve for Tonya if you're still in. Needs to hold above here. I know I'm saying this, you're probably in NQ, but it's literally the same. It needs to hold above this level because this will tick up the whole market, and it's just not. There is just not loads in the bid and offer at the moment. Notice how thin the book is on ES. If you look at previous days, there's like 150 in the book bid and offer each side. There's like 40 and 50. It's just what happens when the market's really volatile like this. There's just there's less size needed to cut through levels. If you guys go back to the stream, to previous streams, and check the difference in the bid and offer, you're having like 150, 160, on each price, for example. Whereas right now, look at 5 prices, it's just much thinner. That's what happens when it's less price to move something. The market moves more. When are you ever seeing ES with 20 there on the offer? Jeez. Crazy. It's a market order kind of day. You're up $100 on top step X eval and a long down in our account. Stop is 56.75. Okay, nice one. Yeah, exactly, buddy. That's the thing. If you notice, if you notice though, like buyers are having to really, they've been aggressively having to hit into price to move it a few ticks when the VIX is lower. But then when it's selling off like this, just look how thin the book is, and that's what happens when there's more volatility. I actually think there's a happy medium. Do you know what I mean? Just because volatility makes you money, like yeah, that's great, but it needs to be a tradable volatility, right? Because all you're doing right now is just getting slapped about. you know. So we're now trying to reclaim here again. I would say the chances are a little bit higher than we have. It's nice to see that the market is, we weren't doing that before. So if we can reclaim above here, we should probably catch a bid. But we need to see some size coming in, and we need to see like them stop absorbing thousands of contracts here. That's the problem. I mean, look at this right now. Buyers are aggressively lifting into the offer on Delta right now. Right, they have been for the last, what's that, like 30 minutes or something? Probably more than that, maybe an hour. And it's just the market's going down. So what that means is sellers are just absorbing all of the aggressive buying, and then when they do get a little bit aggressive themselves into the bid, buyers are then just not taking it and it's dropping down. So you notice any selling that's coming in, the market's sweeping down like 2 and 3 prices at a time. And when the market is like this, in my opinion, I would only ever want to be short when the market's doing this type of behavior, because otherwise you're just trying to buy do you see that behavior there? That's just a sign that the bid is weak. So you're seeing the market is the one it's trying to move. Buyers are trying to move the market, right, with some size. The offer is absorbing it, but then when sellers are aggressively hitting into the bid with a little bit of size, the market's sweeping down 3-4 ticks. It just means that the bid is weak, so it's not done yet. It's good knowing that information, but again, how are you going to trade it? And as I was saying, you need to have a wider stop when the market's like this. Even when you're selling, like I'm saying, the bias right now is to be sold with that. But then entering is hard, and you need to have a wider stop because the market is, is moving 8 to 10 ticks at the blink of an eye. So you're offside instantly. You know what I mean? So you see that there's just no bid. There's no passive buyers at the minute. It's sellers are just aggressively hitting in, and orders are just been pulled, and we're doing this constant sweepy motion. Market's breaking the low, we're ticking back up. Think of how many lines we've drawn here. The market's just been, it's went from this line down to here, pull back, broke, went to here. It's this continual absorption of the offer, sell into the bid. If you guys have not hit the like button on the stream yet for me, if you could do that please, would be greatly appreciated. So we'll try and refresh so you can guys see it easily sweep through, but There's the motion again, just nothing on the bid. Sweeping through 2-3 prices. Let's see if they can break here. Nope, so 120 absorbed, 200 contracts are absorbed on the offer. Let's see if some size can come in and move it. We're seeing a bit of two-way here. So sellers are putting in a little bit of oomph here. So essentially what's going to happen here, either whoever is been absorbing all day, clearly, they're going to need to stop in order for the market to go down. As soon as that absorbing stops, the market will go bid. So they're being pulled right now. And see, they're now trying to stack. Let's see if the offer continues to get pulled here and we stay above this level. This is now, and we've probably got about an hour left of real volume coming in, so it's now or never for buyers, to be honest, in this session. And let me see that continue down 4 ticks again. C'est la vie. Wow. When do you ever see ES sweeping through a price at 31 traded? Jeez. Honestly. Okay, so we're starting. So now, if we look at here, for the last 15-20 minutes, we've not really moved now. So we are seeing now the sellers are the ones that are trying to be a little bit aggressive. First time in like a couple hours. If we can hold above here now and the offer gets pulled, last chance saloon for buyers for this session, I reckon. It's going to need to happen soon if they're to at least try and take back 50% of this, but now's the chance. There we go, offer's been pulled. Let's see if it can continue cracking. We've seen absorption there on the bid. 300 contracts absorbed. Let's see if they can come in with some size and break. They're doing so. There we go. One of the key things there was the 400 contracts absorbed in the bid, and now they're stacking again. This has been the first real sign. First real sign of absorption on the bid, and then some size coming in. They need to try and stack their orders a little bit more though, rather than this 35 bid and 40 offered nonsense. Because this is a day for market orders. The ones that are being aggressive are the ones that are ultimately trying to move everything. Seen a little bit of a battle here at the 18 and a quarter. If we can see a tick up here in NQ. Okay, this has been the most aggressive size now since we've been on stream, I think. So 540 absorbed in the bid. This is the first thing, first time we've seen this. Been 1,000 traded here. Let's see if they can hold this level. If they can hold this level, it's a really good sign for buyers. The fact that now these firms are starting to absorb on the bid. They were not doing that at all. And then the next part was to try and see if we can reclaim like 92s. I mean, we're a while away from that yet, but so note this 80 and a quarter. See if you want to see this continually absorb. There we go. There's another 100 contracts added to it. Key level here. You want to see the buyers protect this in the minute and not just continually sweep right through it. Within a couple of ticks is fine, but you don't want to be seeing sellers just plow right through that. They need to have a line in the sand and they need to protect that area with that volume that's trading. So some real size trying to come off now. There's someone flashing 400 contracts there on. Wow. Someone is really flashing in the offer here. I think there's something weird going on. Look at this. Watch these be pulled here. Wow, they were actually taken. Interesting. I think that's us going to go now. That large size there was very telling. No, yeah. So let's see if they can break this. Break this at 83.5 now. This has been the second level that it couldn't break when we drew the lines for where it got to. So this one's an important level as well. Notice we just saw 1,000 contracts instantly absorbed on the offer. And then now we're back between, I think it was 80 and a quarter. I'd said it was this sort of level here where buyers needed to protect. So you need to see if they're still going to be there or not. But then again, this is not looking great. Look, they're not even protecting that anymore. Not even protecting that. That level had 500 contracts traded, and it's just flipped through it with 57 contracts. Jeez. This is wild. How thin the book is, man, honestly. Hi Alex, how's it going, buddy? Nice to see you. Yeah, we're just discussing at the moment how thin the book is. I mean, it's crazy. Wow, nicely done, man. Impressive stuff. That's what I like to hear. Yeah, it's pretty much just dumped the whole session, to be honest. It just went straight line. With the sell off, we had the news that come out, the market sold off. Market opened at our little pink line, sold off. We had a slight pullback to retest the overnight low area. Market couldn't break that, and then it's just dumped for hours. Buyers just can't get any sort of reclaim going at the minute at all. And we're seeing buyers have been the one that's being aggressive at the minute, but then not moving price, really. Yeah, no problem. Well done. Proud of you, man. It's great. That's amazing stuff. Okay, we're back above this level. We could just range here for the rest of the session. Nice. Yeah, it's good to have some of them in the pocket actually. If you don't have your personal account or anything, just trade that once you have a good day. Does anyone get any other questions? Interesting to see where we are trading out this area a little bit more, but quite a janky day today in terms of volume profile. Still, buyers just don't look in control in any way, shape, or form at the minute, do they? Exactly. And this is the thing, man. When you get days like this, if you're catching the right side of the market and you're timing it correctly, it's easy. NQ is wild, so you need to you need to make sure and cut your losses when you're wrong, man, because you can be wrong really quickly. Hi Vic, how's it going? Nice of you to stop by. We're just discussing the volatility of today. It's wild. Okay, some volume, decent volumes trading out here, which is a good sign for buyers, which means they're sort of accepting. We did get really close. In fact, we probably almost did. We got into this range here, which is where the market is stopping. And the reason why it's stopping is because of the higher volume. There's just been no volume traded here, so this is why the market's dumped into that level. And then our little rectangle we have is roughly where you would try and regain. Is I think it's extremely optimistic for buyers to try and reclaim yesterday's low. So this is approximately 50% of the dump, or at least since the break of the low. So we'll see if the buyers can do it. This has probably been the best buying opportunity in the last couple hours right now. And really, the market should not, in theory, be breaking below this low. Again, if buyers are to take control here, it should not be breaking below this low. I mean, ideally, I wouldn't like to see it come back below, you know, this sort of 75.5 area. This is the best opportunity right now for buyers. Now that we've traded out this volume here, we need NQ to start going bid. Okay, so we did say, right, the market needs to not break below 75.5, but then obviously the low. So we'll see. Let's see if buyers can do it, if they can reclaim 92s for the end of the session. I did. I took some shorts, got a few positions, but nothing major. Sadly, I didn't capitalize on a huge amount of the moves, but I'm honestly, when the market is like this of days, I would be happy just I would be happy just not losing, to be honest, in days like this, because days like today you need to be really thankful that you're making money, to be honest. The reason being is the book is so thin. Someone can come in right now and just start hitting size, and the market would drop like 5-6 ticks, you know. And on on NQ, that's like 20. Short closing. Yes. What's your abbreviation? Is that an O? Is that an OI or OL that you've got there? And you meaning positive open interest plus positive delta? Okay, let's see. We've seen some size come in. Now would be the opportunity to buy. This has been the best one since we've been on stream. We said the market shouldn't be returning below this 75.5, so let's see if we can now reclaim. Do you see the difference now? The difference now is that we accepted some volume and traded. We'd love to see the bid been pulled. We need the market to tick up. The Russell and the Dow is doing so. We need NQ to follow suit. We need the Wild Brother to start going bid. There we go. Up. Go. Nvidia earnings overall strength. I think this is just a sell-off. Here we go. If NQ can go here, this thing's going to go. It needs to break this level that we had drawn in before where the market stopped. If it can break and hold above this level, then we are on for the next, then the last line of defense for the market is sold off is going to be here. We can break above that and reclaim the initial balance extension line. Then we're on to the 92 region. So let's see if they can do it. We did see all this buying here absorbed, positive delta, which is not great. Oh gosh, wow, just absolutely nothing trading. See, this is the hard part, man. When it's I mean, the one takeaway I've got to say to you guys about this is you just need wider stops. And wider stops does not mean more risk. You need to just work out your risk, to be honest. The market's moving here with like 30 and 40 traded and stuff, If you bought there, then you're instantly down like 10 ticks. Do you know what I mean? Like, you need to have much wider stops. When the market's in thicker conditions like that, 10 ticks is a lot. There we go. NQ is trying to rip. It needs to crack this 83.5. If it can, it'll go. Can they sustain it? $452, $460 absorbed, $500 absorbed here in this 82.5. Nice, a lot of absorption in that one price. That's the new price. You want to see them defend. You want to see them defend this 82.5s. See if they can go bid. Everything is slightly ticking up. And now they're also stacking. This is looking good. This is the exact type of order flow. If you're selling right now, you're starting to feel the heat. They need to see if they can break here. There we go. We're off. Now hold this 83.5. Hold it. See, still absorbing there. 616 absorbed. If NQ can pop a little higher here, we should see. We'd love to just see the buyers get a little bit more aggressive right now, and for the offer to be pulled, and then this thing will be at 92 in no time, which is looking quite likely if they can break through here. NQ needs to go. Do you notice there's a lot more absorption on the bid now? Well, not as much as normal, but there's a lot more absorption happening. Different market. Before it was not happening, right? I'm from the UK, mate. Okay, I'm from Scotland in the UK. Wow. So it just obliterated that level. And notice how NQ's just gone there. Let's see if this iceberg here can stop this. Can it? 82.25. Okay. If you guys are watching and you've not subscribed, if you could press the subscribe button. I think we've got a loyal crowd in here. But in case you're watching and you've not subscribed, if you could press it for me. If you're not like the stream as well, if you could do that, that would be fab. So, buyers are looking good. The 90 reclaim is going to happen soon at this rate, if they can continue on. But notice how you sort of identified that, right? The market pulled up, then we broke the low, failed to sustain the low, and then we ultimately started seeing some overall two-way trade, and then the markets went bid. Buying this, unless it's the first, sweep of the level, you know, is going to be pretty challenging. The first hit that you got of the overnight low does its usual, where you then get a bid back up, but then after that you're then kind of struggling, right? And we've got 20 more minutes or so until the volume starts to come in. Jeez, it's 4 a.m. for you, buddy. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, you're on the other side. So this is quite late for me in the UK, but it's 8:41 in the evening here. 8:42 now. Yeah, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. Let's see if the buyers can try and reclaim this. I hope no one's going to be entering any new positions at the moment, to be honest. If you are, be careful, because the volume's coming in the next. We should see an initial spike in the next 7 minutes, and then we'll see algo go crazy for, 4 p.m. to 5 minutes past 4 in the US. So just be careful. Bros and broettes. Okay, buy. Oh, here we go. Oh, wow. Instant 4-5 sweep. Jeez. I still find that madness that you guys like that have different times. It's just not a thing. Everything in the UK is the same time. Three hours difference in Australia between different parts, right? Is that what you're suggesting? We've just swept through prices there. Not one contract was sold here at 84 and 3/4 right here. So we're hitting the 92s soon, if they can do it. But we are now going to be trading out this area here, which is between the low of yesterday and this area. We're now just trading this out. If only I had a crystal ball and I could see that. That would be great. Take care, Alex. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. Okay, buyers need to hold here for to stand. Let's see how quickly this potentially sweeps through prices. Let's see this 130 quoted here. Let's see if it actually all trades or is it going to be pulled. So 20 was pulled and then it's then reticked and added more. Seeing someone refreshing at this price at 81s. What news is there tomorrow? Need to look and see. If it's not going to be a huge news day tomorrow, we may just grind higher. But typically, see when the market has these ridiculously one-directional days, the next day is almost just a breathing day where it just sort of balances around. It's very rare that you get two massive sell-off days in a row. Wow, here's the size just about to come in now. Right, the next 15 minutes is going to dictate what's going to happen. We could very easily in the next 15 minutes, and I'm not joking, we could pump like 40-50 ticks in the next 15 minutes. Or we could take out this low. If it was to take out this low, considering we've had a little bit of a bid off it, taking the sweep of this is not that bad. Would I be doing it at this time of the day? No, if it wasn't, but you know, this level here, depending on the size it comes in, but I still think we should probably close up from here right now. So you wait and see the next 15 minutes, guys. There's going to be volume that will come in 2 minutes. It's an initial flurry. You'll see. Let's see how the market reacts to it. We are seeing the Dow pretty much at the lows, which is not great. You would like to see the whole market going up if it was to go up. Here we go. Here's the size. Let's clear it before the size comes in. So you guys can see it. There'll be a burst in 1 minute. There'll be some size coming in. Let's see how many ticks if the market's to go bid. How much can it retake? See if we can take back 92s. Does everyone think it'll do that, or what do you think? From this point right now, in the next 15 minutes is going to dictate where the market's going to go for the session. Do you think we're going to close below the low, or do you think we're going to go bid? Type a H in the chat if you think it's going higher, and an L if you think it's going lower. Let me know what your thoughts are from here. Be interesting to see what everyone's thoughts are. Okay, there we go. There's a spike. On time, all the time, happens at this time. We've got another 15 minutes of this. See if we can take this level. Wow. I suppose it pays to know when the volume goes into the market, eh, guys? So we're now just approaching 92s. So the bid was super weak on the way down there. The market's not even trading anything there. We need NQ to go up here. If NQ can have a pop, it will take ES up. Look, it's just absolutely cutting through prices here. So 10 to 4 and 5 past 4 US. There's always tons of volume. Just I think it's just the closer it gets to the cash close, there's just a sudden burst of volume that comes in. It happens every time. You know, when you stare at the charts long enough, you know, you notice these things. So this is not looking great now for buyers. Let's see what they can do. Again, in the next 10 minutes, you'll notice that this could easily be, there's more volume to come in yet. Mr. Jagger, how's it going, buddy? Mr. Letters, what's happening? Letters is back. How's it going, everyone? I mean, the extremely volatile day, right? With look how thin ES is. Much wider stop. It's one of those days where you're either making a shit ton or you're getting abused. So hopefully you guys are in the right camp. But you know, this is NQ. Sorry, ES is moving like NQ today. You always need to have slightly wider stops when this is happening, or time it extremely well. But it's good for you guys to pop in. Nice. Well, this is the thing, you know, because it's been really one directional, you know, if you do get your arse handed to you and you're longing and you snap out of it and you do take a short, you know, providing that you didn't get any chop, but there's not really much chop. To be honest, it's just been one way. So Bopo, everyone did have a good session. Nice clean price action, but again, you'd had to had slightly wider stops to take some of the pain, especially if you're trying to buy this. But the market essentially failed to break this low, and that was the first time it had done that all day. So, you know, your opportunity to buy in here, you know, and you could have had quite an aggressive stop on it. I mean, trying to buy this in the way down, you're just asking for it. Right, so we've got all the volume to come in the next 5 minutes. You'll notice the market could literally, wow, look at that in NQ. That's crazy. Did you guys see that? That thing just dropped like 50 ticks in a second. This is wild. Oh, don't blink on NQ, my god. Yeah, 100% letters. I much prefer balance. This to me is like I either have a really good day or I don't. You know, there's no in between. You know, and I think depending on your risk tolerance for this, you need to size down your risk because you know, when the market slips through prices so much, when the book is that little bit thinner, you know, you need to have slightly wider stops. But yeah, I do prefer balance. I prefer it when the market's, you know, sweeping overnight highs, sweeping previous day high and lows. I prefer that. I kind of suck at trend trading, to be honest. The thing is, I wouldn't really say sucking at it. You just need to be aware of the conditions, right? So these are the type of conditions that you want to be taking breakouts. When the market's in balance, then you want to be fading. The skill is just knowing what type of day types you're in and, you know, what the sort of market context is. You know, if you're not aware of that, then you know, you should be taking other types of strategies. That's the hard part. Do you know what I mean? Because everyone has two. I mean, every strategy that boils down to two different types. It's either momentum and breakout trading, or it's, you know, mean reversion, right? It's pretty much what it boils down to. And regardless if my rectangles are better than yours, it's still one of those two concepts, right? Or my gap in a candle or turtle soup, or whatever people call it, is better than theirs or whatever. You know, it all boils down into two main buckets for strategy types, right? And each one is better suited to certain market conditions. I don't know, man. The older I get, the more these types of days, like, you know, you need to essentially take your lumps and stops when you get them, and then you need to make sure and let your winners. You need to be taking a decent wedge on them, because in order to get a decent move in this, if you do take a few small L's, you know, you need to make sure you're getting enough on your winning trades, right? Right, so let's see the volume going to come in the next couple of minutes. We'll clear again. So in the next three mementos, there should be a ton of volume coming in. If you guys have not yet liked the stream, if you could do so for me, that'd be great. See, there's some people who have not yet carried that out. So we're seeing them stacking on the bid here, trying to engineer some buying, and then they've pulled. Sneaky, sneaky. Sneaky. Okay, when's this coming in? 1 minute we've got. We'll clear so you guys can see it. So this dude's flashing again. Okay, are we going to reclaim this 92 here? This is the last chance saloon. Now, we have 30 seconds. 30-second countdown to the volume. Wow. Nice glory sweep through prices there. Wait till you guys see. We could literally rally. Here we go. So now let's see look at the amount of contracts that are trading. Let's see, are we going to go better or are we going to sell right off? Did you guys see the amount of contracts that are traded? It's crazy. For the next couple of minutes. It's wild. Letters, I use both. I use both, buddy. You can have, if you trade with Sierra, you can have a couple of instances where you can have different trade accounts, and it's really simple to switch between them. Obviously, if you're trading prop, I mean, I'm sure, I don't know if you guys copy trade, but that's probably the way to go. So you can take smaller hits and multiply the wins. Okay, looks like we're not doing too much here. So I think we'll potentially kind I just muted my mic there. I can't really see us cracking the lows anymore for sure. More than likely just balance around here, and now we're filling out this low volume area from the CPI print. If we go to the left, you know, we're just filling out this area now. So has anyone checked the data points that are coming out tomorrow? Is there big news tomorrow? If not, when the market tends to have these ridiculous sell-offs, we should maybe see a little bit of breathing. Why and how I do that, as I said, I've got two instances for Sierra chart, and you can have that in the same computer. It's just like having two tabs. And then why I do that to mitigate risk. Take the best trades on a personal account, and then I can scale up risk on a prop account. Because once you pass the fund to challenge side of things, then it's as you know, it's pretty much, you've got a free try at some funds, don't you? It's the whole point. Your risk is mitigated. So it's like anything, props should be used to help mitigate your risk. That's the way to do it. And Sierra is just seamless, to be honest. There's a couple of features I would like to see on the DOM. I would like to see being able to make notes on it easily, and I would quite like some form of momentum tails or something. That would be it. That would be my two main requests. Have you guys got any other questions? Did anyone take any trades? we're pretty much nearly now done. I can't really see very much happening now that that burst has happened. We should maybe see a little bit of closing of positions, but so, be interesting to check the open interest numbers tomorrow. If you guys have not tried that, check out the CME website and go to your open interest. Yeah, letters. So good point, mate. I mean, the thing is, not all the firms have the trailing drawdown. The trailing drawdown is a ball ache, right? It's really only suited to scalping, of course. And then, you know, they have essentially account shrinkage. Some of them have end of day drawdown, you know, which is not as bad as intraday drawdown. I think intraday drawdown's a bit of a joke. It's only really suited to scalping, so you need to be taking your profits really quickly. It's really only suited to that. But yeah, taking your own personal accounts, it's has its benefits as well, you know. But I use it as a way to really mitigate risk, to be honest, you know. So take more risk on the prop accounts because it's in essence free money. You know, you've had to put in a couple $100 to get the account. You know, which in essence is the guts of one. What should be, you know, maybe one or two trades on your own personal if you're got enough funds in your account. Prop firms. I use both. I use Apex and Top Step. I would say my preference is probably Top Step. If I'm perfectly honest with you, I don't actually like any of them. It's just the nature of the beast, you know. You just got to use them because they offer a service. I don't agree with Top Step's new BS platform they've released. Just you can see it how it is. Don't agree with that whatsoever. Something doesn't sit right with me with Apex, to be honest. They're continuously changing rules, denying payouts. You know, all of these firms are making you're right, jumping through hurdles, but at the end of the day, it's so cheap to get accounts with them that you just need to play by the rules. And if you can play by the rules and adhere to it, then you know you'll do well. And at the end of the day, it's not a lot of money to play, right? You're literally paying peanuts, you know, 40 bucks or something to open an account is such a small amount, you know. Yeah, well, it's not as much as that. They're basically giving you, like, you know, say you take the smallest of accounts, your small accounts, you're talking 20, 30 bucks, you know, and you're getting 2k drawdown, for example. And then you just need to take enough, just need to manage the risk. And I suppose what the prop firm is there, they actually say that prop firms shouldn't be used unless you're profitable. Prop firms at the moment are just a sort of segue between sim and live. That's all they are, you know. But I would say the trouble is that, in my opinion, they're not actually wanting. They're not really wanting. I mean, I know Apex certainly isn't. Apex would be very surprised if they're actually looking for profitable traders, right? You just wouldn't put that many loopholes and, you know, hurdles in the way. The objective of this would be if you could get people, if you could get good traders, then back them. Another thing as well, on the flip side, Top Step basically put you into a live account as soon as you make any money, because they're like, well, you know, as soon as I put you into a live account, I make more money from you, and it doesn't cost them anything. I really don't understand that logic either. You know, like I've seen them put dudes live when they've made like 10k into a live account and stuff. It's just absolutely scandalous. You know, they have like 6 weeks of good trading. Like, oh, here, put you in a live because you made 10k. Not because you're actually a good trader, but just because we don't want to pay you. You know what I mean? That's how they do it, in my opinion. I know it's, unpopular opinion, but there's no advantages to going live with these companies. None. You have to then pay professional data fees. You have to give them a cut of your money, and apparently you then get access to risk managers. It's 2024. What is some dude gonna call you and be like, "Oh hi Mr. OrderFlow, I can see you've done your arse in today. Thanks mate, I know that." Do you know what I mean? I don't need someone to phone me and tell me I'm doing my arse in trading. I already am aware of that. Do you know what I mean, guys? Or set your hard stop losses in your platform. Do you know what I mean? I'm quite ranting here, but I don't know what you guys think. Uh, yeah, exactly. They're just here to milk retail. Anyone that's got an account less than 10k, is pretty much just going to prop. So they're just taking over the retail industry pretty much. And I think in the US, retail that is now involved are going to options. That's just my general outlook on it. Because here's the thing: majority of retail is now not even live. They're trading a sim account. Another thing I find weird, I wonder if anyone's looked into this. The way that the order routing is done with the prop firm accounts, they actually really simulate a live environment. Like they give you a proper queue position and everything. Whereas when you're actually trading sim, I think if anything gets executed in that price, then you're out or you're in. You know what I mean? You're not getting a queue position as such. So I was wondering if there's any way you could change that. Because you're trading in sim. It would be nice if you could actually execute it like sim, because obviously there's an advantage to trading with sim is the fills are not real, but your fills are not real when you're trading prop either. You know what I mean? Because they're trying to simulate real market conditions. Yeah, I know I'm ranting, guys, and I'm throwing prop under the bus here, but they play a role. It is what it is, but they make it difficult for you to win. You know what I mean? It's very much like a casino insurance model. And also the barrier to entry now for trading is really low. You know, it takes no skill to be able to press a mouse, or even worse if you're trading on your phone, press buy or sell or whatever. So it takes years to be able to get good at this, like any profession. And I would say the hard. I know everyone says this, right? But the two main most important things, and forget about the strategy, right? Is being okay with losing, capping your down days, right? So you need to over time work out your stats, and if you average, I don't know, 400 or 500 bucks in a good day, you can't let that. You can't let your bad days be more than that. That's it. That's the way how you need to factor that in. And then you also need to be aware of market volatility and day types. That's pretty much it. Learn those concepts, and then you need to just work on your actual implementation of a strategy of what you're going to do. That's pretty much it. It takes people years to work that out, but that's the general sort of concept. And trust me, it's easier said than done. Much easier said than done, man. Well, that was my thoughts, mate. I was thinking, oh, Vic, it took me like 3 4 years, honestly. Now I would say at the start I wasn't as you know at markets every day like I am now, but it took like 3 4 years of. I've been doing this now for a long time, um, and it took me like 3 4 years of kind of stopping and starting and trying different stuff, and but it wasn't until I hard capped, hard capped my losses for a day and just changed the perspective in trading. I had a bad day yesterday. Shit happens. Look at it from a monthly basis. Well, that's the thing, letters. I was wondering if the platforms, if you can actually make it like Sim, because obviously, the prop firms, they're bound to have spoke to the data providers and implemented something in the strategy to say, can you guys, make it like it's a live market rather than just Sim fills. So you're actually in Sim, but it kind of feels like you're in a real market. And what I mean by that is the queue positioning. So the platform's telling the data provider that ultimately you're 86 in the queue. So until 86 orders get triggered in that price, at that time you're not getting filled, as an example. Whereas on Sim, there's none of that. It's just if you want to, sell. If you want to sell, for example, right now at 87s and nothing's trading, as soon as anything trades, you're filled. Do you know what I mean? It's just different. Well, that's the thing. But if you notice, like, if you take a trade on Sim on Sierra and a trade in your personal account and then a trade on prop, the prop account and personal account are the same. Sim, you get filled if anything executes. So I was wondering if anyone actually had noticed that and see, because to be honest with you, I would love if I could just trade those accounts like Sim, because yeah, especially on especially on treasuries, it would be free money. Honestly, it would be free money in treasuries if they could do it like that. So let me know if anyone knows that. That would be good. Oh, they're bound to have thought of that, right? There's bound to be something deep in their T's and C's that you cannot misuse sim fills or something. They're not stupid. 100%. As an edge, but Apex has that in fine print. You can use it for you. Oh, really? Yeah, but the trouble is though that I actually don't think that you're. I don't know. I need to have a look at it. Um, I need to have a look at it and see. But I don't think there's a way you can actually get it to execute like Sim. I think it's down to the. Yeah, but my data provider though is not Rhythmic. So, I don't know. I need to look into that and see. I never really thought about it, but obviously, like say for example, if you're trading a much thicker market like Treasuries, right, where it doesn't really move and it goes, it goes bid offer, bid offer, bid offer, you know, a lot of the time. You could be in and out there all the time, in one contract. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. So if someone can check that out, that would be cool and let me know. That would be good. Right, if you guys have got any other questions, let me know. If anyone's really enjoyed the stream, I'm going to put a link. The link to the Discord is in the description, and also here's a link to Coffee if you want to show some extra support to the channel. I want to give a shout out to Dean and Alex who have became supporters. It's much appreciated, which is great. In the Discord you got updated to the Coffee Gang regardless of how much you decide to support with. It's your own discretion, so hopefully you guys are getting some value from all of this, and I appreciate everyone being part of the community. It keeps me motivated, and it's nice to see you guys every day. It's much appreciated. And I'll be bringing out some videos next couple of days. I'm probably going to do some more DOM settings and just how I'm looking to draw up charts and executed levels. It's probably the next sort of video topics that I'll put out. But if you guys have not got any other questions, we'll probably look to call it. I'll be chilling in the Discord for a while as the market's grinding slowly up here. Yeah, letters. I mean, to be honest, I could do something along those lines, but the easiest way to do it, I mean, it's pretty much you just take your A+ setups in your personal account, and then your prop account is the one where you're a little bit more risky with. You know. But thanks everyone again for joining. I'll see you guys in the Discord if you've got any questions or concerns. Just I'm normally hanging about in there, so let me know. I'll be on roughly at the same time again tomorrow, guys, and we can catch Happy Friday session, which should be good. Until then, you guys have a great evening or great sleep, depending on where you're from. And I'll see you guys in the next session. Okay, peace.